Hello, everybody, and welcome to J. Bernie Crum Stadium on a fine night for football. Dan Mowdy, Mike Zambelli, we're all set to bring you an East Penn Conference headliner. It'll be the defending state champion Central Catholic Vikings taking on the foes across the Delaware. Phillipsburg is in town, and both teams come in undefeated. Phillipsburg at 2-0 and Central Catholic at 3-0. And Mike, we're going to see quite a ball game tonight. If we look at the offenses, Central Catholic has a multi-attack, but then Phillipsburg is kind of a ground control type team. Yeah, Phillipsburg going to have some success tonight. They have to get Leonard Moore and Joe Luke, you know, to be successful, control the ball and keep the ball away from the Central Catholic offense. It looks like on paper they have the kind of people that are able to do that. I talked with Bruce Smith just a little while ago, and he has a great deal of confidence in his offensive line, and they're going to really be put to the test tonight against that Viking defense. Phillipsburg had a tussle with Deerif on opening night, came out of that one with a 9-6 win, and then simply blew Nazareth out of the water. We look at Central Catholic coming in at 3-0, and this team really just picked up where it left off last season, and it's going to be awfully tough to stop this well-oiled machine. Yeah, they really have. They haven't missed a beat. Ken Eisenhardt has come in and played marvelously at quarterback. The defense, I think, has actually even stepped it up a notch, and I really think the defense is the strong point of the team, and you can't really knock the offense. There isn't a weakness there, and you know, Bruce Smith knows that tonight coming in for Phillipsburg, and he's really quite excited. This is the first time since 1990, when they won the East Penn Conference Championship, that they're playing in a game of this magnitude. This will be their last stop here at J. Bernie Crum Stadium, as next year they will leave the East Penn Conference, playing the Skyland Valley Conference in New Jersey. So they're really quite excited and wound up. And keep in mind that Central has only been able to beat PBurg one time in their 20 meetings, and that was last year. That's right. A great matchup on the sidelines, as you mentioned. Bruce Smith for PBurg, Jim Morgans for Central Catholic. Both teams come in 1-0 in the East Penn Conference. It looks like neither one's going to leave undefeated here tonight. So stay with us. We'll be right back with the opening kickoff right after this on TV2 Sports.
C.J. Wagner, trophies, plaques, and bowling supplies.
Nobody else has it.
Not ESPN.
Not Sports Channel.
Only Headline News has the sports ticker. Continuously updated scores, both college and pro.
In a flash, the latest scores while the games are still in progress.
At 20 and 50 past the hour, Headline News covers sports.
And now the sports ticker updates scores weekday evenings beginning at 6 Eastern.
And around the clock, all weekend long.
Headline News sports ticker. Now you'll always know the score.
Service Electric Cable TV is proud to support all the Valley's high school and collegiate teams. Throughout the year, Service Electric Cable TV Sports is proud to present taped coverage of 3 local sporting events each week. TV2 Sports, with dual slow-motion instant replay and expert commentary, is the place to be for local sports. And the Valley's best cable TV reception. Service Electric Cable TV. Don't be home without us.
Touchdown, 41, California 21.
Anybody's wrong, please just walk out. This is Mr. Lukac, your referee, gentlemen. Mr. Miller, your referee, is your umpire. PBurg will call you white for your shirt to the visitors, Central green for your shirt to the home team. Who's going to call the coin toss here? Paul Watson here. Heads he calls. It is the tails. Tails. You won the toss, gentlemen, your choice. You're going to defer. Let me get a signal. Central won the toss. They will defer to the second half. Gentlemen, it's your choice this half. You have to take yourself the way you like to.
Saturday night in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Glad you could join us here for TV2 Sports coverage of this East Bend Conference Classic. The PBurg State Liners, you see there, they'll be facing off against the defending state champion Central Catholic Vikings. But first, folks, the national anthem.
Take it off. Take it off. Dude, I'm just ready. It's all loose. Showtime, baby. It's showtime. Yeah, baby.
State Liners come in as the #3 team in the morning call area poll at 2 wins, no losses. #1 in that poll. Central Catholic at 3-0, and the meat of that sandwich in between 1 and 3 is Bethlehem Catholic with a record of 2-1.
A moment ago, you were looking at head coach Bruce Smith of the State Liners, 5th year. He's 26-18-3 overall. He won the East Penn Conference Championship his very first year in 1990. Matter of fact, Dan, both these coaches came into the league the same time. They're both in their 5th year, and both have enjoyed a great deal of success. Last couple of years, the State Liners have dropped off a little bit. Last year, they were 4-5-2 overall. They did tie East in the last game of the year, but this year different. And as you saw, a lot of emotion on the State Liners sidelines there as we were watching through the national anthem. Important for them to play with emotion, but yet not turn the ball over and stay under control.
Central Catholic won the toss, electing to defer to the second half. PBurg wants the ball, and they start out at their own 15, and after a bobble, up and running is Justin Samara. And not running very far. Samara decked at about the 20-yard line and making the big hit, Mike Caramelli.
Our officials tonight, referee Glenn Rissmiller, Frank D'Angelo, the head linesman, Mike Lukac, the umpire, Mark Berner, the line judge, and Herbie Welsh is the back judge.
The quarterback for the State Liners, Jim Stetner, a 5'11", 155-pound senior. Chances are he will not be called to throw the ball very often, especially here in the first half, unless things get completely out of hand. This is a running team, and they've got 2 fine backs in Joe Luke and Leonard Moore. And it's Luke, after a nice block by Moore, working his way through an opening. The ball coming out after the tackle, and he picks up about 2 yards or 3 yards on the carry.
Well, Dan, you talk about Luke and Moore. Last week, they combined for over 300 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns against Nazareth. And a lot of that credit has to go to a very athletic and talented offensive line. Here we're going to see Luke try and cut it inside against that Green Wave defense, and here they come. Ball pops out, but after the whistle.
2nd and 6, the ball on their own 24. Here come the State Liners, and they give it to Leonard Moore, who's cut down behind the line of scrimmage. Making the tackle there, Harold Fairclough, the linebacker.
Fairclough has become the leader of this defensive unit from that linebacker position. Gets a great push upfield. You see Ceramelli's also in there, and number 24 got a piece of the action. That's Fran Volpe.
The tackle made 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That brings up a 3rd and 11.
And these are the situations that the State Liners have to keep themselves out of.
Tim Flynn, the flanker, to the near sideline. In motion, Joe Luke. Stettner drops straight back, and the delay handoff. Look out, some running room. Leonard Moore gets the first down and 20 more. Jim Groller, the cornerback, coming over to corral Moore out of bounds.
Well, and it shouldn't surprise you. I don't think Coach Smith is going to put his young quarterback in a position this early in the game that he can make a big mistake. They go to the draw, and what a marvelous job of blocking up front by that big line. And Moore, that's all he needs. Moore is averaging 7.1 yards per carry this year, while Luke is averaging 9.3. Give Moore 18 on that carry.
And he's a boatload to tackle. 6 foot, 195 pounds. 1st and 10 for the State Liners on their own 37. Stettner again, same play to Moore, and look at him go. First down. And Moore works his way up to the 50-yard line, trying to strip the ball from him was Mark Lapadula, and helping with the tackle, Jim Groller.
And a very good following has made the trip from Phillipsburg, New Jersey, and they are certainly liking what they see here. Again, a delay, draw, whatever you want to call it. That offensive line, another great job. Moore is going to tackle on 13 now. That line got a good shot in the arm when Jarrett Hosbach returned to start at center. He missed the Liners' first 2 games this year.
Stettner taking his time with this play, rolls to his right, keeps on the option, and he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Mark Lapadula gets the wraps on him. After defeating Deerup in their opening game, which was only 2 weeks ago, Phillipsburg came back again and defeated Nazareth in a big way, 33-7. They had a 20-7 lead at the half in that one. And the State Liners have gotten it done, both games on the ground, as they are doing early here in their first drive. 9:05 remaining in the first quarter.
Keep in mind, Dan, that no one has scored a touchdown on this Viking unit all season.
Stettner to the air. Looks for Moore, just out of his reach, incomplete. Fran Volpe, the strong safety, covering Moore on that play.
And you saw Stettner pointing to himself, that was my bad or my mistake. He has time here. Stettner has completed only 4 passes in the 2 PBurg wins, and they have both gone, the completions have both gone to Luke and Moore. So he looks for, the PBurg passing game features their offensive backs. That's who they will try and get the ball to.
3rd and 10. The ball at midfield. Moore and Luke, the 2 setbacks. So the snap takes place without Stettner realizing it. He was looking back at his backfield. And a loss of 3 yards, and luckily not the football for the State Liners, although they'll have to punt it away.
But a good opening series for the State Liners. Stettner will come back. I don't know whether it was center. I just taught you. Yeah. Stettner maybe was checking off there, certainly looking to his right, and the ball came back. Very fortunate to be able to pounce on that one and not have a turnover. And there you see Bruce Smith.
Lucky to keep it away from Ceramelli, who is Johnny on the spot looking for the turnover. Oh my, nearly blocked was the punt by Matt Hill, and Drayton will watch it roll. The State Liners will down it at the 22, and that's where Central Catholic will start out its first series of the night. The quarterback for the Vikings, number 17, Ken Eisenhard, a 6'1", 200-pound senior. Let's take a look at the closeness of this nearly blocked kick.
Yeah, Ceramelli's at the right spot there. He's just going to miss there. Ceramelli is a junior. That's a 30-yard punt with no return for the State Liners.
Ceramelli has been hustling all over the field on defense and special teams, and he'll be featured in the offense as well. He's the fullback. Wow, look at this. Now they change formations. Davidson and Volpe, the setbacks. And they go to the first man through. That's Volpe. Volpe picks up only a few, about 2 yards on the carry. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And you have to wonder what the Vikings are showing there with that different look that they gave. They had no backs in the backfield and then adjusted. Look for something maybe as the game develops to come out of that pattern there, or that offensive formation.
Jim Gardner made the tackle. The other running back featured in the Central Catholic offense, Rashawn Drayton. He goes in motion. And look at the pass play by Eisenhard in all kinds of traffic. The ball incomplete as he was looking for Joe Ganal. And that combination, Eisenhard and Ganal, had a touchdown last week against Easton, a 28-yard pass reception.
And you have to give credit. Look at how close that PBurg rush does get to Eisenhard. You can see Ganal was wide open, but that defensive line has to get credit for that, as Steve Cleaver, number 83, got the closest to Eisenhard, forcing him to hurry the throw.
Still scoreless here at J. Bernie Crum Stadium. 7 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Eisenhard rolls to his left, sets up and tosses. He's got Drayton. Drayton steers it to midfield. And he's finally brought down at the Central Catholic 45. The man making the tackle there was Mike Lelko, the quarterback.
First down to the Viking 45-yard line.
Eisenhard had a great week last week against Easton. 9 of 13 for 150 yards and a touchdown that Dan was talking about. This is a fine throw, and you see they had 2 bodies around Drayton. They had the coverage they want. That's an excellent throw by Ken Eisenhard.
21-yard pass and catch, an awfully tough one, as you mentioned, Mike, throwing against the grain on the run. That's the first down for the Vikings. Not much running room that time for Nate Davidson, as he's taken down right at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10. The ball still on the Central Catholic 45. In on the tackle with Steve Cleaver, the defensive end.
Good crowd on hand tonight now as we look across the way. The Central Catholic side is really filled in there in the middle, and as always, when the State Liners are having this kind of a season, they are a heck of a draw. They bring a good following from New Jersey.
Eisenhard shuffles the deck behind him from his point under center. Looks around, and a handoff this time to Davidson. A nice game there as Davidson just simply rumbles his way up the field. He'll be about a yard or 2 short of a first down. That was Brian Snyder on the tackle.
Good effort by Davidson. See the way they give you that look to the outside. They show you so much movement right. And then Davidson cuts it into the middle. And look at that front line move people off the ball. Morgans, Mariski, Worley in the middle.
Oh, or Sean Drayton with a hop, skip, and then a jump. And he picks up about 4 yards or 5 yards on the carry. It'll be a first down for Central. Brian Dolphy, the man making a hit that time, the cornerback.
Caramelli leading the way. Everybody getting locked in on a body there. Drayton up over the top. Good stick in the secondary for the Liners. But not before Drayton picks up the first down. That's their 2nd.
The handoff this time to Volpe. And Volpe rambles on down to about the 33. They'll mark it at the 34. Central Catholic on the move here in their first series. 4:50 remaining in the first quarter. Mike Lelko gets in Volpe's way.
So difficult to defense these guys. Again, look at the distribution of the ball on offense. And they feature Drayton, but, you know, Volpe gets his carries. Davidson gets his carries. Caramelli will get in there, and, you know, they spread it around.
Keith Johnson also in that last tackle to help stop Volpe. Here's Drayton. Drayton stretches out to pick up a couple more, but he'll be shy of a first down, or at least it appears to be shy of a first down. Tim Flynn, the strong safety, coming up to make the hit.
Well, you know, the PBurg coaches talk about number 15, Tim Flynn. Strong safety, was really responsible for that victory over Deeruff when he caused a fumble, recovered the fumble, which led to the winning field goal. And there you see, that's all Tim Flynn coming up from that strong safety spot to put the stop on Rashawn Drayton.
A significant hit as they bring the chains out to measure. And Drayton apparently did not make it up to the first down marker. That brings up a third and about half a foot.
Third down.
Central Catholic this year will not have to face East Penn Conference foes Liberty and Parkland. And for Phillipsburg, the two bye teams this year will be Bethlehem Catholic and Parkland. I'd like to see one more Phillipsburg-Becca game, but I guess I'll have to wait a while. And there's a first down for Rashawn Drayton.
And we talked at the top how this will be Phillipsburg's last visit to J. Bernie Crum Stadium, a place that, you know, they come in at least a couple of times a year. There's Jim Morgan's across the way, but a lot of inspiration, a lot of emotion on that Stadleiter sideline. There you're going to see Drayton lower the boom and pick up the first down as the Vikes continue to roll. Third straight first down in this, their first possession.
This is a very workmanlike team, not a whole lot of flash, although they do have some plays in their book for long yardage purposes. And here comes Eisenhardt, finds a man in the flat, wide open. It's Ring, and Bob Ring makes his way near the goal line before he's finally brought down by Jim Gardner.
There's a penalty marker on the play. They look to be regrouping that it might go against Central Catholic. Give number 17 there, Eisenhardt, a little star. He just bought enough time, and it is going to be a clip against Central. That's referee Glenn Rissmiller. All right, we're going to take a look here. Now watch, see, he's designed to set there, but he rolls and buys some time. And he's going to allow the right side of your screen. And there you're going to see the clip downfield in an effort to try and make a block. Looked like a good call by the officials.
Well, Ring exits the contest. Hurrying back into the huddle is Jim Groller. Groller, a split end, also plays cornerback on defense. He's a two-way starter. The Vikings now working from the Stadeleiner 28. And we have markers down before the play even begins.
Delay of the game. The Vikings bogging down here a little bit. Glenn Rissmiller was making his tea time before the game. I saw him in the officials' locker room inside. Going to play some golf at Blue Ridge tomorrow.
A man for all weekends. And a great athletic director as well up at Northern Lehigh. First and 15 now for the Vikings. 33 from the 33. Eisenhardt lets it fly. Intercepted. Well, it's still rolling. It looks like it is indeed an interception. And a fine play by Mike Lelko. Lelko just skimmed underneath that as the ball was about to touch grass. Wow. Laying out for the ball, you'll see, was Jim Groller. But Lelko got there first.
And this is the first turnover charged against the Vikes in league play. Ball overthrown a little bit. Lelko in perfect position as he comes up with the interception.
Phillipsburg with the ball on their own 19-yard line, more in slow motion, and he gets the ball. He won't be moving slow. Well, actually, Central Catholic might have something to say about that as they throw him down behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of about 3.
How important are those turnovers? Let's take a look. The top 6 teams you see there are a combined 8-4. The bottom 5 teams are a combined 4-8. Last night there were a couple of defensive scores. Allen scored one, Becca scored one off the defense. But you see Central Catholic, that's their first giveaway of the 94 season in regular season play. PBurg has yet to turn it over.
Phillipsburg working from its own 16-yard line, 2nd and 12 now. Moore again in motion, and we've got penalty markers down.
And delay of the game now against the State Liners.
Into the contest for Phillipsburg comes Tim Flynn. And he replaces Mike Lelko. Well, both teams hurting themselves here late in the first quarter with penalties. PBurg now facing a 2nd and 17. The ball on their own 11. PBurg very proud of its offensive line this year. And now the long pitch to Luke, and he is corralled way behind the line of scrimmage. Joe Luke had nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Making the big hit behind enemy lines was Fran Volpe, but we have a marker down on the play. It's, however, going to go against Phillipsburg.
Whenever you see those cornerbacks, what a good play by Fran Volpe, number 24 that time. He's also an outstanding wrestler. His father was a former wrestling coach at Central Catholic, and I'm sure somewhere here in the stands owns the Lafayette Inn. But great technique there, as you see, he was able to break down, get under control, and just a takedown in wrestling on the tackle.
Illegal motion was the call. It was declined by Central Catholic. 3rd down and 21 for the State Liners from their own 7-yard line. And the ball carrier, Joe Luke, finds a green mountain in front of him. Underneath that green mountain, Todd Worley, the tackle, coming up to make the tackle.
And again, the offensive situation that Coach Smith does not want to find his team in. 3rd and long, if they're in that all night long. Now, they did convert on one of those already tonight, but they're not going to convert a big percentage on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10 without throwing the football. They must get into situations where they're 2nd and 3rd and short.
Well, guess who was in on the punt? However, it comes after the play was blown dead. Mike Caramelli going up high in Matt Hill's face. But again, the play was blown dead. Rashawn Drayton, the deep man for Central.
And a dangerous situation here for the State Liners as they continue to move back. And fortunately for them, that was blown dead. Caramelli got close to the first punt, and this one looked like he was going to get, although the play was blown dead.
Illegal motion against the State Liners. And Bruce Smith right now is close to being inconsolable. 54 seconds remaining in the first quarter. PBurg now facing a 4th and 22. And the ball will be snapped into the end zone from the 6. PBurg on Caramelli control. You can count on it. Oh, a high snap. Hill gets off in a hurry, and it's not a beauty, but it gets out to at least the 35. That's where Drayton starts out. Drayton gets piled on, and he makes his way down to about the 27-yard line. Steve Cleaver, the first one there to make the hit.
That really was a good job by Rashawn Drayton on fielding that ball. You're going to see the punt by Hill gets a lot of overspin on it, and is going to really run a long distance on it, and Drayton just plays it perfectly. No way he could have fielded that one, but he saves the Vikes a good 10 yards of field position there. 30-yard punt, 8-yard return for Drayton.
Eisenhart goes back to work now. Central with the ball on the State Liners 26. First man through, look out. And a first down and plenty more for Fran Volpe. Spinning and diving for a few extra yards at the end of a fine run. Leonard Moore, Mike Lelko was the man making the tackle.
Adam Horst, Tony Tremonti, Todd Worley, Jim Morgans, Eric Majerski. Another wonderful job inside for those guys. They're the guys I'm talking about, 70, 60, 66, 65. Those guys get it done.
Scoreless after one here at J. Bernie Crum Stadium. We'll be back for more at Phillipsburg and Central Catholic right after this.
Hey, Pumpkin, Homer, you guys have been coming here for years. What keeps you coming back here?
Why, it's the best muffler shop in the area.
I thought they're a brake shop.
They're a muffler shop.
You dumb bunny, they're a brake shop.
That's it, I've had it. From now on, if you see me coming down the street, you step to the other side.
When you come down the street, there is no other side.
For mufflers, brakes, shocks, and inspections, it's Car Care Plus. Available only at ABE Car Care Centers.
For 50 years, television has talked at you,
program to study methane emissions.
pitched at you,
Lowest prices.
tried to tell you what to think, how to feel,
Feeling not so fresh.
dream, and smell. Now it's your turn to talk back. Introducing America's Talking, the first real interactive TV channel. Call 1-800-988-TALK and hear your own voice on TV instead of mine.
See all you want to see. Turn on Service Electric Cable TV. We were the first to lead the way. The pioneering spirit is still with us today. Channel after channel, we bring you more. More of what you want to see is on Service Electric Cable TV.
Welcome back. J. Bernie Crump Stadium to play. Central Catholic Phillipsburg, the teams. Dan Mounty and Mike Zambelli bringing it to you. Same night coverage here. And don't forget, we'll be showing a replay of this contest Monday night at 9:30, only on TV2 Sports.
First quarter numbers, the Vikes 4 first down, 45 yards rushing, 36 passing, 81 yards, but no points. PBurg 2 first downs, 25 yards rushing, nothing through the air for 25 yards.
From the 11-yard line, Central Catholic on the move. And some running room. A nice job of finding some space there for Nate Davidson. And Davidson brings it up to about the 3.
Inside, Davidson has the option to go in or out. He goes off the block of number 66 leading the way, Jim Morgan's. Good job of turning it upfield by Davidson.
Always dangerous near the goal line. Here come the Vikings. Drayton in motion, gets the football, looks for a spot, dives into the end zone, and it's a touchdown for the Vikings. Rashawn Drayton drawing first blood here.
Going to go to the outside again. I believe it's Morgan's number 66 who is going to get the block in there for Drayton, and it is. And Drayton does a nice job of turning it inside. Drayton into the end zone now for the 7th time this season. Vikings have scored now 18 touchdowns overall in the league.
And capping it off with the point extra, Eric Eisenhart.
Dan, you can ill afford to give the Vikings that kind of field position on 2 straight possessions. State Liners just were not able to move it out. Matter of fact, the penalties forced them back, and then the 22-yard punch just gave the Vikings too good a field position. And, you know, that's something that the Liners are going to have to do a better job of here tonight if they're going to be successful.
Hey, we want to welcome our viewers from Berwick, Pennsylvania. Glad to have you on board. And we understand also there are some spotters out there from Mannheim Central in the stands today, getting an early look at a team that they believe could be in the state finals again, the Central Catholic Vikings. Berwick, number 1 in the state poll, put together by the Harrisburg Patriot News for 3A schools. Central Catholic, number 2 in that poll. McGuffey is number 3. Mannheim Central is 4th, and Bethlehem Catholic is number 5. Sending it for a ride is Fritz, throws it. Look out! PBurg loses the ball and comes up with it. And look out here! Oh my! Steve Cleaver turning lemons into lemonade, and he brings it all the way into Central Catholic territory. They'll mark it at about the 43-yard line. Mark Lapadula saves that one from being a touchdown.
Heads up play by Cleaver. This could have really been disastrous. The Vikes have really been brutal on kickoff coverage so far this year. And now it appeared that they were really going to give him a break, but Cleaver saves the day. Alertly scooping that up, and then there weren't many Vikes here that could stop him.
And Mike, they're saying he stepped out of bounds before the tackle. So it comes back to about the 47.
That's the speed I talked about with the Viking defensive front. Lapadula, one of those guys, able to track down, backs in the open field.
PBurg with good field position to start this series. Stettner goes to the air. Incomplete is the call. Sacrificing the body for the ball was Corey Thorne. Nate Davidson there providing the coverage for the Vikings.
And a well-designed play by the State Liners off the play action. When you run the ball successfully, Stettner has enough time. Little wobble to the throw. Had an open receiver, got it out there, had to stretch out. Good effort. But that's a pass that the Liners need to complete.
Cleaver now split far to the left. And on the near side is Lelko. But the pitch, oh, look at this, a little razzle-dazzle. Here comes Lelko. Lelko may go turn the corner. And he's got a first down. Finally brought down by Drayton. Joe Ganall also over there. But it's a first down for PBurg.
And that's a good call by Bruce Smith. This Viking defense pursues so hard to the ball. The way you cut down pursuit is to go misdirection, reverses, so that they need to stay at home for a split second, and that's exactly what Coach Smith does here. Lelko has real good speed to the outside. Viking defense is able to recover. You're going to see Ganall, Drayton able to track them down.
PBurg coming into this game with some aches and pains, and now it appears that Steve Cleaver is being tended to on the field.
We have a guest up in our booth here tonight. The captain, Danny Himmelwright's aboard.
Who's watching Master Control?
15-yard pickup on the play for PBurg there, and their third first down.
Cleaver up on one knee. It appears that he'll be okay as he starts to get up and make his way off.
Look at some results from Friday night. The Canaries coming back from last week's loss, 35-0 over Freedom. Becca 35-0 with Brian Baker setting a new East Penn Conference record, 18 carries, 322 yards. Whitehall a surprise, 23-14. Liberty a winner, and Diroff taking it to Pocono Mountain, 30-6. John Flamish with 3 touchdowns in that one for the Huskies.
Beware the Zephyrs this year. Moore in motion. First and 10 from their own 32. And look at this. Load him up. Uh-oh. Rashawn Drayton is there to accept it on the 5-yard line. Joe Luke was the ball thrower. And Central Catholic will now have it deep in their own end. Brian Delphi, the intended receiver. Rashawn Drayton getting there first.
Well, and PBurg's doing what they have to do to get that pressure off their running game. You see Luke, obviously not a quarterback with that form, just threw out a wounded duck, and your free safety is supposed to be Roman, and Drayton is the man who did it. You know, it was first down there. PBurg was moving, but that, yeah, you don't want to turn over there. That's the first turnover against PBurg this year. You know, and they were moving the ball a little bit, but the Vikes deep in their own territory.
Drayton again in motion, and this time they hand off. This is Nate Davidson. Davidson makes his way up to about the 10-yard line for about a 5-yard gain. That's Tim Flynn, the strong safety, coming up to make the stop.
One of the things that has been so impressive the last couple of years with the Vikings is their ability of their backs to see holes where they develop. With that wing T offense, they're not always at that right spot, and these guys do a good job of reading blocks and moving the ball downfield. Pick up a 5 for Davidson.
Eisenhard with some time in traffic, gets it tipped, it's intercepted. And a loose ball in the end zone, but it's a touchdown for PBurg. That was Dave Hinkle on the pickoff. Wow.
You're going to see Eisenhard's going to get all kind of pressure. They go play action. They do a nice job of pinching. That's number 50 who comes from the end spot, Sean Horvath. The ball is tipped at number 84, Dave Hinkle. Intercepts the pass, and that is the first touchdown scored against the Vikes this year, but it scores against their offense. PBurg has found a different way to do it.
That is a career highlight for a man who plays defensive end, to have the ball right there in front of him with nothing left but the goal line to cross. Timeout called by Phillipsburg. 1 point away from tying this one up with 9:30 remaining in the half.
Let's take another look at this. Look at the good pressure. Harbaugh, number 50, comes from the right of Eisenhardt. Again, this is similar to a pass play he tried to make earlier, where the liners did a good job. They get a good pinch from both ends, and there's all kind of pressure. Harbaugh gets the throwing arm of Eisenhardt. The ball comes out a wounded duck, and alertly, number 84 for the State Liners, Dave Hinkle, is right there, head up in good position, and he has a waltz into the end zone for the State Liners, who have pulled to within one, 7-6.
Extra point attempt will be made by Matt Hill. Matt Hill is the all-purpose kicker for the State Liners, even punting. Central complaining that there was some motion, and the extra point is blocked by Caramelli. That man is like a knife through butter. You can't stop him.
Caramelli has been all over Hill all night. He's been close on 2 punts, and boy, he just breaks through a little seam there, and that extra point had absolutely no chance whatsoever.
He must have come up from a manhole cover or something. Unbelievable. Point blank, Caramelli takes one for the team and holds on to the Central Catholic lead, 7-6.
Hinkle scores for the first time on the air. Defensive score for the Liners. 9:30 remaining, second quarter. 10-yard interception return. Extra point blocked, and the Vikes maintain his 7-6 lead.
Rashawn Drayton and Nate Davidson, the deep end for Central Catholic. PBurg playing some inspired football tonight, getting the job done mostly on the ground. Now kicking the ball off with 9:30 to play here in the first half. And you know, Mike, PBurg has been a team of opportunity in its first 2 games, really capitalizing on turnovers as they did here tonight.
Well, they certainly have taken advantage on this one. A weekend where the East Penn Conference last night, there were 2 teams, Becca and Allen, scored on the pass interceptions. And now tonight, PBurg does the same thing.
Hill gets it airborne. Drayton wants it, and he'll take it at about his own 11. Rashawn Drayton. And he works his way up to the 33. Kyle Rovey was the man who stopped Drayton.
That is the first touchdown scored on Central Catholic. Now, granted, it's not on their defense. 22-yard return there for Drayton. First touchdown since Berwick scored a touchdown.
That's right.
In last year's Eastern Championship football game.
Wide to the near sideline comes Jim Groller. Davidson in motion, handoff goes to Volpe. Volpe bounces off one tackler, spins around, runs backwards for about 5 yards. And he's finally brought down by Sean Horvath. Caramelli, the ball carrier on that run.
They move them back. They'll switch fullbacks. They'll give Volpe a little bit of a break on offense now, because these guys do go both ways. Nice job of shifting the ball. Ooh, almost popped out. Caramelli able to hang on.
And Drayton will find nowhere to go that time. Coming up behind enemy lines is Dave Hinkle. You know, you get a feeling that after that play before the last, that Mike Caramelli is charged up for tonight's football game.
Yeah, he plays with a great deal of emotion. He's only a junior, but certainly plays with a lot more experience than that. Got a lot of playing time last year as a sophomore.
Bruce Smith putting in some mileage here on the sideline as you saw him pacing up and down. 8 minutes remaining in the half, and his team's only down by 1 to the state 3A champions. Here comes Drayton. Drayton ducks on through the hole and picks up the first down. That puts the ball at about the PBurg 47. Brian Dalpy, the man making the tackle.
Drayton is so tough. Watch this. Low to the ground. Watch the good bend at the waist. He keeps the shoulders. Look at the head up so the vision is good. Delivers a blow on the defensive back. That's a nice run by Drayton. 6'2", 230 pounds. Boy, he is some physical specimen. 10 yards on that carry for Rashawn. He now has 5 carries for 26 yards tonight.
1st and 10 for the Vikes, and that's hard to do, keeping your eyes open, your head up when your world is crashing around you. Ceramelli trying to bust one loose, and he picks up a first down. All the way to the PBurg 35-yard line. Justin Samra coming around from the cornerback to stop him.
Well, now that mix up the tempo of the plays, they go with a quick hitter. Not sure who that was leading. That was Davidson leading the way. Got enough of a body on the linebacker to spring Ceramelli free. Ceramelli a 12-yard pickup. Now he's carried twice for 21 yards.
And the Vikings now with their 7th first down in this first half. Handoff this time goes to Davidson. Davidson picks up a few. Dalpy again, the man to make the stop. And we're just under 7 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
When you look at the distribution of the football as you pan in there on Davidson, you look at, for the year, Volpe's carried 22 times, 174 yards. Drayton 32 times, 204 yards. Davidson 18 carries. Ceramelli 12. Lynn 13. Tommy Williams has carried the ball 10 times. That's a lot of distribution, and that's a good way to keep your backs fresh.
Ceramelli, and these ankles are wrapped up quickly as he's brought down for a short gain.
6:18 remaining first half. If you're just tuning in, the Vikes in front, but only by 1, 7-6.
The linebacker, Keith Johnson, made the stop that time, coming off of a shoulder injury. He's a 6'1", 190-pound senior.
Well, and I think he speaks highly of the attitude at Bethlehem Catholic and the type of kid they have. Really wanted to play in this football game, has been battling that shoulder injury all season. This is his first start, and the coaches weren't sure how long he was going to last, but he's still in there, chipping away.
They grow him big in PBurg. There's no doubt about it.
They grow
him tough.
They grow them nasty and tough in PBurg is what they do.
Look at Dick. Oh, my. Drayton picking up a first down and more. Had his eye on the goal line there for a little while, but then he met Brian Dalpy.
The Vikes have outscored their opponents this year 122-3. Pottsgrove has scored the only points against them until tonight. I want you to watch on this replay. Watch what number 17 Eisenhardt does here. Now, Drayton takes a little bit of an indirect route here, but watch. His quarterback's going to get out in front and throw a heck of a block on there and allow Drayton to tack on 7 yards to that run.
How about that?
Gotta love a quarterback who does that. 8 first downs for the Vikes.
Drayton with the ball. Launches himself over a pile of people and picks up about 6 yards for his efforts.
Well, you know, and I think you really have to be impressed with this drive by the Vikings. They are showing anger in this drive. They are showing a lot of poise, but they are really coming off the football right now and going at Phillipsburg. They realize that scoreless streak as far as touchdown, whether it was scored against the offense or the defense, has come to an end, and the offense is right now taking it out on the state liner defense.
Handoff. Ceramelli brings it up close to the first down marker. We'll have to see where they spot it. It'll be just short. And I'll tell you what, Mike, that was an exception, but there were an awful lot of tackles being made in the PBurg secondary.
Yeah, there sure were. Well, the line, again, is doing a good job. Again, there's a pretty nice hole there, and it's not for a good reaction. That's number 28 for Phillipsburg, Michael Lelko, making a good reaction there.
Ceramelli and Drayton, the deep backs from the I formation. Drayton with the ball, and he dives forward for the first down. That'll give Central Catholic a first and goal from about the PBurg 4.
First and goal for the Vikings.
They come right at you. This is what it's like to play linebacker or out in that safety spot. You see the play develop, and you react and you fill in. And again, that's Lelko who gets a piece of the action. Lelko is a cornerback, 5'10", 154, and a junior.
Drayton in motion, gets the handoff. And PBurg just bends him back as he comes close to the goal line. He stopped just shy of a touchdown.
Stop made, among others, by number 63, Jim Gardner.
Jim Gardner, number 63, the inside linebacker, getting one of the first men to stop Drayton there. Needless to say, a very important defensive stand here for the maroon and gray of Phillipsburg.
2nd and goal. Plenty of time left in this first half. 3:30, and it's Rashawn Drayton. Doesn't matter if he's on his helmet or on his feet. Drayton puts another 6 on the board for Central.
Dan, that is an impressive drive. I mean, they really took it out on the PBurg defense. I mean, they were just unstoppable. They didn't need a pass in that drive. They just kept pounding and pounding away. And this is just going to be the climax of it. They use that big physical offensive line. They just keep throwing people at you. Drayton finally able to get it in over the top.
And the 2-point conversion attempt will be incomplete. Ken Eisenhard looking to the end zone, and under a ton of pressure gets rid of it. So now both teams missing out on an extra point attempt. 13-6 the score in favor of Central Catholic.
67-yard drive, 12 plays, all of them on the ground. Drayton finishing it off with a 1-yard run. The try for 2 was not good, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of guys that took a hand in that drive. We saw the block by Eisenhard. Certainly the offensive line doing their job. Caramelli ran real well in that drive. Davidson, a couple of good pickups. Didn't take long for the green and gold answer. 3:25 remaining first half.
Next week, the Vikings will tee it up here again at J. Bernie Crum Stadium against the Canaries of Allen. PBurg will be home as well. They'll be facing Emmaus. Both those games Friday night.
Vikes only have 2 more games away from J. Bernie Crum Stadium. That will be at Emmaus and the much anticipated November 5th matchup with Bethlehem Catholic at Bethlehem School District Stadium.
From the 7-yard line, Mike Lelko brings the ball up to about the 27. Tom Heidecker meets him there, 5'10", 170-pound junior.
Stop made by number 34. Ernie Gonzalez for the Vikings.
It'll be interesting to see how Bruce Smith takes a look at this. I think he'd have to be happy to go in at halftime 13-6. There's the captain. There's the guy we're talking about all the time. Working overtime tonight, doing a little cable pulling. He'll be back there to bring you the pictures tonight. Danny Himmelwright.
Now under center for PBurg, number 12, Keith Hulfman. And Kaufman hands the ball off on his first play from scrimmage. Ball carrier that time was Joe Luke.
I'm looking for Stetner. I don't know that he was injured or we were not notified of anything, but there is a pitching change here for Phillipsburg. Bruce Smith does a great job at Phillipsburg.
Willie Edwards, the man who stepped in the way to make the tackle. 2:30 remaining now in the first half. And I'll tell you what, Mike, looking at the 2 quarterbacks in warm-ups pre-game, Keith Kaufman and Jim Stetner, 2 fine arms. And I imagine that Kaufman will be able to get the job done for PBurg with as much effectiveness as Stetner has.
Boy, has added some good action by Fairclough and Davidson. Luke actually gets a good block on the corner. Watch as they go to, again, that delay has been pretty successful to break it outside. Look, there's a good block by Lelko. But watch how quickly Fairclough and Davidson close in on him. I mean, they don't give you much room.
Fairclough high, Davidson low. That's got to hurt. 3rd and 5 now. See if Kaufman is permitted to go skyward with this play. Moore in motion. Luke on the delay, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Luke slipped off the get-go and never really was able to get to the hole on time. And usually if there is a hole against the Green Wave defense, it doesn't last long, and the Vikes will now take a timeout. Watch, Luke's going to slip. He's not going to get on track. The turf is a little wet. And you can see it just destroyed the timing of it, and then by the time he got there, there was a lot of green and gold waiting. Fairclough again, number 51, was also in on the play. Willie Edwards. And now with the way Caramelli has been breaking in on those punts, this is a very critical play right before half. Still 1:31 to go, and the Vikings are thinking more points as they huddle around Jim Morgans. Vikings will have 2 timeouts remaining. Vikings this year have beaten Sodderton 51-0, Pottsgrove 37-3, and Easton last week 34-0. For Phillipsburg, they have beaten Deerhoff 9-6 right here at J. Bernie Crum Stadium. Well, it was a great game. And then Nazareth last week, 34-7. They have only played 2 games. This is their second in the league. They always get a 1 year or 1 week later start than the East Penn Conference teams, and that's one of the reasons they're going to the New Jersey League. They're not permitted to start any sooner.
Matt Hill gets the punt off. Here is Rashawn Drayton from the 33, dances to the near sideline, and will be plucked out of bounds at about the 44. I'll tell you what, Caramelli came in to block another punt, and he just pancaked the back blocker.
Well, you know, and that's his job, but Caramelli certainly does deliver a blow. You can do a better job of picking it up, certainly. That's, you know, a big play. But again, still plenty of time here, 1:19. That is a 33-yard punt, 12-yard return, 21 net yards as Drayton does another good job on returning.
Caramelli figured if he couldn't have the comfortable feeling of a ball punted point blank in his gut, he was going to make somebody pay for it. 1:19 remaining here in the first half.
Go, Flinney. Go, Flinney. Go hard.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Eisenhart rolls to the right. Lets it fly to the near side, to the far sideline, but the ball will skip off the grass, incomplete.
Well, I think you got a real good listen in on Bruce Smith. He's talking about he was coming with a little blitz from the right side. What a heck of a call by the Vikings offense, because the blitz came from behind Eisenhart, and he was rolling to his right.
5-3, short side.
The incompletion stops the clock at 1:15.
This dismal season was kind of salvaged last year for PBurg, as they did tie Easton, who went on to play in the Eastern Championship game. They did tie them on Thanksgiving Day in their traditional battle.
Same receiver set up for Eisenhart as he fires downfield. And it's a catch. A little pinball being played out there between the receiver, Drayton, and the defender on the play.
Now, I have to take another look at this one. The PBurg people don't like the call. And if this is a catch, it's a great one by Drayton. It's a highlight thrown behind him, reaches out.
Wow.
Well, if he gathered that one, the officials had a good look at it from that side. They ruled it a completion.
Final minute now of the first half. The quick outlet to Drayton. He's going to work the sidelines and make sure he gets out of bounds. Stopping the clock, Justin Samara, the man to make the hit.
Well, and he's getting a workout now. 51 seconds remaining in the half.
Wasting no time on that pass. Eisenhart finds his man in a hurry.
Tom Flipovitz in charge of the Viking offense. I think they do such a good job of taking what the defense gives you. In this situation, you got to look at them playing soft and keeping underneath, and you know they'll nibble away. They'll pick and peck, and they have plenty of time yet with 51 seconds.
2nd and 4 from the 37 of PBurg. Little inside out play, and a good run by Fran Volpe. Volpe up to the 24-yard line, a Central Catholic first down, and now they'll hurry to reset. That was Lelko on the stop, and the Vikings will stop to think about it as they call a timeout with 45 seconds to go here in the first half. And the score, Central 13 and PBurg 6.
Look at a nice job again they do on just sealing to the inside. Number 54 was Adam Horst. Real good job, and you see it every week when you watch the Vikes. They create that nice little lane for that counter back to the inside. Also getting a good block that time was Mayersky. Morgan's also in there with Todd Worley. Tony Tremonti. Those guys, keep talking about them, but they deserve it. They are an athletic crew. They are able to do a lot of things, and Bruce Smith is doing what he can do to try and stop this drive by the Vikings.
Bruce Smith, one fine motivator, and that is one place where you're definitely coaching in a fishbowl. PBurg loves its high school football, and Bruce Smith certainly has risen up for the challenge. Rashawn Drayton split wide to the right, and to the near sideline is Jim Groller. 1st and 10 for Eisenhard. Quick pitch down across the middle. And Joe Ganal rumbles his way across the 1st down. They'll mark him at about the 11 or 12. Joe Luke, who plays free safety when he's on the defensive side of the ball, makes a stop. No huddle offense. Eisenhard pumps once and lets it fly out of bounds. Incomplete. 35 seconds remaining now.
I'm just looking to stop the clock there. Preserve that last time out for when you want to sit down, and if you do want to line up and maybe kick a field goal. Phillipsburg leads this series 18-1-1. The initial contest was tied 7-7 back in 1974.
Out to the right is Davidson. Drayton is deep. Eisenhard looks deep. Incomplete. And a good job of secondary work there by Phillipsburg. Intended receiver was Nate Davidson, and Justin Samra got there in a hurry.
Samra was the guy who's back, but someone darts in front. Let's see if we can pick the number up. Samra is the last guy there, but somebody gambles for an interception. Right there is number 22 for the Liners, Joe Luke, and just gets enough of it to distract it and move the ball offline, and Davidson was looking for a little interference call.
Interesting situation here. 3rd and 10. The ball on the 12-yard line. Last time Central was in a situation, they went for the 1st down. Eisenhard rolls to his right, looks, end zone, ball's up for grabs, and it's incomplete. The ball was tossed right at the goal line. He was looking for Sarabelli. Correction. The man he was looking for was Ganal, and it was Joe Luke who got in the way.
Luke almost comes up with another interception, and this one he's really upset with himself. That hits him right between the twos, and he is just unable to control it.
Now they bring out Ken Eisenhard. That's Eric's little brother for a 3-point attempt here. 28 yards the attempt, and it may have been tipped. It's up and no good to the left. A troublesome snap. Eisenhard got it off, but I believe it was tipped. And Central Catholic is stopped cold with 23 seconds remaining in the 1st half.
You know, Eisenhard is having a good year. He has 8 extra points on the year and also 1 field goal.
That's what it seems like.
Let's take a look here. That's his brother, Ken, and the snap is a little high. Ken does a nice job of getting it down. Gets it in place. Eric just pulls it just a little bit as he just tries to get a little bit too much into it and just pulls it a little bit left. Looked like he hit it pretty good. Eric is just a freshman. Be around for a long time for the Vikes.
PBurg takes over on their own 20-yard line. 23 seconds remaining, and the State Liners down by a touchdown. The draw play to Moore. Moore busts loose off the tackle attempt. And dives across the 35-yard line. Let's see if PBurg will take a timeout here. They've got 2 left.
Well, I really think Bruce Smith is going to be real happy to go into the locker room 13-6 down. He's doing again, that delay has worked pretty good tonight, and another good effort by number 32, Moore. Nice block downfield.
Look at Faircloth in hot pursuit.
Oh, he covers a lot of ground. There's a guy comes up every time you look. He's got 12 tackles a game, leads the defense in tackles.
Groller also there to assist on a gang tackle. Timeout called by Phillipsburg, and they'll have 14 seconds to work with. 1st and 10 from their own 38.
10:03.
Last week against Nazareth, Phillipsburg's Luke and Moore combined for 314 yards of rushing. An outstanding effort there. Luke with 2 touchdowns, 1 of 60 yards on the run. Moore had 2 touchdowns, 1 of 53 yards. You can tell these guys can explode.
Here's where they stand coming into the night. This is up to date, includes the wins and losses from last night. Becca 2-0, Central or PBurg trying to join them. Liberty 2-1, Freedom 1-1. A lot of teams at 500 there. Deerhoff 1-1, Allen 1-2. See Easton 0-2, and Emmaus yet to win in league play. East Penn Conference, by the way, in non-league games is 12-5 this year, including Deerhooff's win over Pocono Mountain last night.
Oh, let's hear it for that conference.
They're tough this year.
Quick drop and pass, and the completion made to Luke. Wow. Luke going over the bench and over the chain link fence into the cheerleaders and the band. Take a look at this effort.
Luke really never gets turned in the right direction. He has to turn around to get it, and then it's awfully slippery there, and you see Luke. Man, they're flying off the field here.
He's got a future in pro wrestling.
I didn't see who the Viking was that went over the fence, but I'll tell you, once you get off that field, and then at that point, it's all mud over there, and there's absolutely no way you can stop and put the brakes on, and they're going to say that the Vikes over-pursued here with a personal foul, and people, they're going to tack on. Now watch what happens. See, there's just no way to stop there. And you see Luke's going to go over, and Caramelli's going to follow him. The cheerleaders are ducking. Look out, they're looking to hit anybody over there.
Luke apparently suffered some abuse on the way back to the field, and Central has been tagged with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. On the roll and looking deep, putting it up for grabs is Kaufman. It's up in the air still, and PBurg has it. Wow! Steve Cleaver comes up with the weirdest reception you'll ever see.
And don't think that the people wearing green and gold right now are not thinking about the jinx that they have against this Stateliner team. Lapadula coming from behind is a hair late. He tries to go for the arm, and Dan, that's the best way to describe it. This is the weirdest reception. It's actually going to be missed, kicked up in the air, and then alertly, is this Cleaver again? Yes, it is. He's the same guy that picked up the punt earlier and advanced it into good position for the Stateliners. And you can bet that the green and gold are over there thinking, you know, hey, what's going on here tonight? Their team has scored on for the first time on an interception from the 10-yard line. PBurg now driving. There's 4 seconds remaining. Let's see what they try and do here in an effort to try and get some points on the board. We're going to look at this one again.
I'm going to watch ESPN tonight. I have a feeling this play could be on there. That is
certainly
a wild
deserves
one.
it. It's Davidson who keeps it alive. Then Caramelli comes over. Ganal comes over for the jump ball. Volpe's in there. Drayton is playing official, just saying that it wasn't a catch, and the officials ruled it a catch.
And Mike, with 4 seconds remaining, Phillipsburg is setting up for a 35-yard field goal attempt. It'll actually be longer than that.
Matt Hill has 1 field goal on the season.
42-yard attempt. That field goal he had is 34. He's going to 42.
He's got it.
It's good. Wow. The good news for PBurg is 4 points is all that separates these two teams. Let's take a look at Hill's effort.
Where does he get all of that one? Look at the good height he got on it, good rotation, turned it over a little bit. He nailed it. And PBurg is able to come up with 3 points here at the end of the half when it looked like the Vikes were going to open up and, you know, maybe kick a field goal and extend their lead to 16-6. Instead, PBurg has turned it around using the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, the crazy pass reception, and Hill makes him pay as he knocks down a 42-yard field goal, his second of the year, to pull PBurg within 13-9. 1 second remains on the clock in the first half.
That's what I was going to say was the bad news, that PBurg has to kick off before the end of this first half. Central Catholic with 1 second to burn.
Well, you have to squib this one. You have to keep it on the ground and just make sure you roll it down the field. You don't give them an opportunity, and that's what they do. You don't give them an opportunity for a return.
And picking the ball up and running with it is Steve Lynn. And that'll end the first half. And what a dramatic one it was. PBurg coming through in the late moments to stay within earshot here. 13-9, Central Catholic in control. We'll be back for the rest of this wild one right after this on TV2 Sports. Backed by popular demand at the Allentown Rose Bowl, where the better people bowl, time bowling, and Rent-A-Lane, the Rose Bowl's most popular program, and children's bumper bowling. Rose Bowl is the first in the Valley with an all-new system.
Visit the all-new TK's Corral at Allentown Rose Bowl. Country music and dancing at its best.
Allentown Rose Bowl. Allentown Rose Bowl. Where the better people bowl. Allentown Rose Bowl.
Let's go get Yakult. You know it's always been the best. Let's go get Yakult. With quality that beats the rest. They got cheesesteaks, French fries. The famous Yakult hot dog is known worldwide. Let's go get Yakult. The secret sauce is one of a kind.
Yakult's, an Allentown tradition.
Service Electric Cable TV is proud to support all the Valley's high school and collegiate teams. Throughout the year, Service Electric Cable TV Sports is proud to present taped coverage of 3 local sporting events each week. TV2 Sports, with dual slow-motion instant replay and expert commentary, is the place to be for local sports. And the Valley's best cable TV reception. Service Electric Cable TV. Don't be home without us.
Currently on the field is the Phillipsburg Stateliner Marching Band. They're under the direction of Neil Boyer. They have 120 members. The band front advisors Kathleen Troxel and the drum majors John Finine. Let's listen to the Stateliner Marching Band. That was Phillipsburg State Liner Marching Band. Some of their captains were the co-captains Jen Rabbits and Raymond Stocker, the color guard captain Terry Hockenberry, the majorette captain Joanne Erickson, rifle captain was Sarah Freer, flag captains were Rhonda Metz, Christian Haley, and they again were under the direction of Neil Boyer, Kathleen Troxel, and John Finken. Now the Allentown Central Catholic Viking Marching Band is taking the field. They're under the new direction of Matt Wiseman. Let's listen to the Viking Marching Band.
Central Catholic Viking Marching Band.
Just stand here.
that was the Viking marching band. Their field leaders, drum major Nancy Ramsey. The president was Liz O'Donnell, vice president Kay Nickershire, secretary Ann McMullen, librarian Melissa Roth. And the class representatives are Peter Dalkner, Kevin Snyder, and Chris Connor. All right, we'd like to say a special hello to Mrs. Joan Bortz, recovering in the Lehigh Valley Hospital from recent surgeries and illnesses. We hope she gets better because she's the only one that's responsible for Dale Bortz. We'll be back with the second half of this high school football game. Central Catholic leading the State Liners 13-9 after these few messages.
Hi, I'm Rick Wagner. You know, the right fit with your bowling ball makes all the difference. Here at C.J. Wagner Bowling Supplies, you'll find the bowling ball and the personalized service that you won't find anywhere else. We take the time with each customer to make sure it's the right fit on the right ball, and then we'll drill the ball while you wait. We've been servicing the bowling public for over 50 years at 1814 Green Street in Allentown. And we also offer a full variety of trophies, plaques, awards, and engraving.
The beauty of Home Shopping Club, you never know what you'll find. Home Shopping Club, one great find after another.
See all you want to see. Turn on Service Electric Cable TV. We were the first to lead the way. The pioneering spirit is still with us today. Channel after channel, we bring you more of what you want to see is on Service Electric Cable TV.
Take a look at some of the action here at J. Bernie Crum Stadium. Central in green, Phillipsburg in maroon.
Rashawn Drayton into the end zone 2 times in that first half. And there's the 1 touchdown one. Ended a nice drive for the Vikes. Vikes put together 2 pretty nice drives. One a 12-play, one a 3-play drive, which after the turnover. Take a look at the numbers, and Central Catholic has dominated. Double the first downs, more than double in yards rushing, 140 to 63. The pass completions, you can see 3 turnovers in the game, and they have played a critical part. Yards passing, the Vikes have an edge, 208 to 85 in total offense. There were no fumbles lost. Leading ball carriers, Drayton 9 carries, 47 yards. Volpe 4 for 37. Caramelli 4 for 27. Davidson 3 for 25. Let's look now at another highlight of the first half. Eisenhardt off the play action, and this is the one where they got all kind of pressure. That was number 50 for the State Liners who came in, Sean Harvath, who got the throwing arm, and then the interception return for a touchdown by Hinkle, the first against the Vikings this year, brought the Liners to within 1 at 7-6.
Not a whole lot of quit in this State Liner team. They come in as a well-disciplined and well-conditioned team, and a little perseverance went a long way in that first half. You see they keep the score close here as we start the second half up shortly. Central Catholic still ahead, though, 13-9.
Leonard Moore for the Liners, 5 carries, 41 yards, the leading ball carrier. Now we're going to get a look at Mr. Drayton's second touchdown run, and again, it's just a good fine job by the offensive front, and Drayton able to pull it in from short yardage.
Well, that's the scoring scenario minus that long field goal by Phillipsburg. Matt Hill connecting for a big 42-yarder.
There's the guy, and talking with some of the announcers that come here from WEST Radio. That is Hill's longest field goal in his career. He is a senior, 5'10", 156, and this is the 42-yarder, and he just hits it perfect. Caramelli has been all over the kicking game. There he is again. I mean, he's in there all the time, but that was just really well hit by Hill. And that brought the Liners to within 4 at 13-9 with a half of football still to play. Vikes dominating in the stats, as I think most people figured, but a strong Phillipsburg following has seen their team hang tough. They've gone through a quarterback change, take advantage of a couple of Viking miscues. Certainly the personal foul penalty really cost them as it led to the Hill field goal, which you just looked at.
Hill ready to lay into another one, and he squibs this one. It's going to go out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And Central Catholic with a decision to make here.
Option for Central Catholic here. They can take it on the 35 or have Phillipsburg re-kick, and referee Glenn Rissmiller is trying to straighten that out, and the Vikes will take it on their own 35 and move from there.
So the PBurg defense comes back out onto the field. Some of the guys in the trenches there for the PBurg defense. Nose guard Sean Horvath.
This PBurg team comes in with pretty good credentials this year. They had a scrimmage with Elizabeth High School in New Jersey, who was ranked number 17, and they just hammered them in their final scrimmage. So this is not a surprise to Bruce Smith. He knew he had a good team this year.
Completion. Eisenhardt connects for about a 5-yard gain as he finds Nate Davidson on the far flank.
Eisenhardt just 3-step drop. Good rotation on that pass. They isolate Davidson. Nice catch. And advances it a couple extra yards. Give Davidson 6 yards on the pass completion.
From their own 41, here come the Vikings again. Draw play, and going all the way deep into the secondary was Fran Volpe. Volpe picks up a first down on a 20, or let's call it a 19-yard gain. Correction on that. Let's make it a 15-yard gain.
The delay, Volpe, who comes out of the fullback position, they get the ends to over-pursue on the outside, just turn them outside. Volpe twisting and turning, tacking on extra yards, and the Vikes pick up their first down of the second half, and their 13th of the night. Volpe now 5 carries and even 50 yards.
Straighten out wide to the right, Davidson to the left. Eisenhardt again to his running back, Volpe. Wow. Another first down for Fran Volpe. The ball just shy of the PBurg 30. Dave Hinkle chasing him down to make the tackle.
This is what you want to teach your runners to do. And when they talk about finishing a run, this is what they're talking about. There's no move in there. You deliver a blow to the defensive guy, and look at Volpe tack on an extra 5 yards now. 14 there, give him 64 on the night.
Hinkle, the defensive end, making the tackle. And the handoff, they stick with Volpe, and Volpe continues to stay on his feet for long periods of time. Slashes his way. Only shy of the 20-yard line, and he's just short of a first down. It'll be 2nd and 1. Brian Snyder makes the tackle on this one.
One of the things the Vikings do on offense, they get a hot hand, they stick with it.
Yes, they do.
Volpe's 3rd straight carry, and this is individual effort here. There was no hole there. He showed you good speed and bouncing to the outside.
He didn't want to go out of bounds. He wanted to get that first down. Volpe now split far to the near sideline here. Eisenhardt rolls this way, goes down the middle. He's got a man, and the completion made. Joe Ganal, first down, Central Catholic.
They use the run to set up the pass. Now they'll fake the Volpe. They roll Eisenhardt out of the pocket. Excellent pattern by Ganal. Uses that big frame of his to shield the defender away.
1st and 10 for the Vikings from the 7. Here's Volpe. Bouncing off some tacklers. Davidson, that is, and it's a touchdown, Central Catholic. Nate Davidson putting 6 on the board for the Vikings.
Nate Davidson scores for the first time in the East Penn Conference. He has 2 touchdowns outside of league play. That is his 3rd then of the season, first one in league play.
Volpe, the workhorse of that drive. Davidson caps it off with a nice run. Now the extra point attempt. Uh-oh, trouble. Look out. Eisnard comes up with it and dumps it off, and this one's not going to happen. Nate Davidson makes the reception, but he's corralled quickly. Samra saves the two-point conversion from happening.
All of these Viking backs do such a good job on second effort. Watch Davidson, and looking to go inside, nothing there. Good job there. Good vision to get to the outside, and then smelling that end zone and getting in for pay dirt.
Stateliner fans not too discouraged. Their team now trailing by 10, however.
Central Catholic continues to have some problems on their extra points and kicking game. Here again, we saw that last week against Easton. They do not convert there. Viking drive, remember they deferred. They won the coin toss, deferred till the second half, took the kickoff for the second half. 6 plays, 4 in the ground, 2 in the air, 65-yard. Davidson, 7-yard run. Extra point you saw was not good. Vikes increased their lead now to 19-9.
Lelko and Samra are the deep men. Fritz Rosette will make the kick.
Rosette just a little bit stronger leg, and he is used on the kickoffs. He is able to get the ball a little bit deeper than what Eisenhardt is.
And we've got whistles blowing and the play called dead. So they'll tee it up once again and get things going here. Central Catholic with a 7-0 lead after one, now ahead 19-9 after scoring in the early minutes of this third quarter. Just under 10 minutes remaining in the period. The Vikings looking to go 4-0. Philipsburg coming into this game also undefeated at 2-0.
Vikes' 17-game winning streak is second longest in the state right now, behind Duquesne's 18-game winning streak.
Rosette gives it a whirl, and it's fielded at about the 11-yard line. And a good run back by Mike Lelko. Lelko has replaced Luke as one of the return men, or I should say has replaced Flint. Harold Fairclough comes up to make the tackle.
Some of the best action you see in following this Viking team is on these kickoffs. I mean, they pursuit of the ball, and that is an excellent return by number 28, Mike Lelko. I mean, you got to realize that they're coming, and you're going to get hit, and there was no backing off in young Lelko.
So PBurg has the ball at their own 34-yard line, and the man under center is Keith Kaufman. Kaufman rolls, fires, has a man. It's complete for a 4-yard gain, and it's Corey Thorne being shown the fence this time.
Well, Bruce Smith went to a pitching change in that first half, inserting Keith Coleman. Coleman is a junior, 6 foot, 170. They go play action. He creates a lot of time for himself, just doesn't have a real strong arm. And the PBurg passing game can be successful if they just run those little short patterns. That picks up 5 yards on first down.
Fran Volpe defending on the pass play. One setback, that's Moore. Receivers wide left and right. Moore is slammed down behind the line of scrimmage. Harold Fairclough. You can hear that one up here.
Fairclough is so tough. He comes from the inside, and the pinch from the outside comes from Volpe. Volpe's actually the guy. Fairclough takes the legs out, and Volpe is the guy who delivers a shot from the outside.
Shot heard around the stadium.
We knew this would be a hard-hitting game, and it certainly has been.
Moore in motion. Luke on the delay. And Luke stops shy of the 40-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down and 4 for the Stateliners.
Now, and I think Bruce Smith, as you look at him there, is starting to have some concern. His defense now, you know, the offense really needed to pick up some first downs there. They did not. The defense is now going to have to come on the field after surrendering a touchdown to start this half, and they're going to have to then pressure squarely on their shoulders.
Rashawn Drayton not showing a whole lot of respect for Hill after a tough punt last time around. Hill gets some hang time on this. Drayton sends himself back to the 26 or 27. Breaks one tackle and makes his way up to the 35-yard line before he's stopped there by Tom Kane, a 5'10", 150-pound senior.
Really a good job there. Good special teams work by the Liners. 30-yard punt, 4-yard return for Drayton.
Hey, tell all your friends who have Service Electric Cable TV we'll be replaying this contest Monday night at 9:30. And your friends that don't have Service Electric, tell them to switch. 7:51 to play here in the third quarter. Central with the ball at its own 35-yard line. Volpe in motion. Eisenhart firing. Has a man wide open. It's Bob Ring. First down and more for Ring. Bringing the ball all the way into PBurg territory. We'll mark it at about the 43. Brian Dolphy delivering the blow.
Eisenhart guns this one in there, and it's a good thing he did. It was pretty well covered. You see a state liner just flashed in front of Ring. Ring, good concentration and a nice job of running after making the reception.
22-yard pass play. The Vikings on the move. Eisenhart, the handoff. Volpe picks up a few more. Brian Snyder, the defensive end, wraps him up.
Horst and Tremonti on the right side. You're not going to get a look at it, but look, yeah, there you can see them. 54 and 60. They knocked, look at, they're 8 yards downfield on their block. I mean, that's good movement off the line of scrimmage.
They set Davidson up wide right, Drayton wide left. Volpe is left behind. And he gets the ball on the delay. Slices his way to another first down. This has been the Fran Volpe show here in the third quarter. Mike Lelko, the cornerback, makes the tackle. Well, let's see now. It may not be a first down.
Well, I don't know that Volpe can make a more memorable run ever than he did against Berwick last year. Good run here. Look at a good seal and turn in by number 70. That's Eric Majerski. Turning in and sealing and allowing a nice little alley in there for Volpe.
I don't know if you caught it, Mike, but he's looking at the sideline, looking at the marker, seeing how far he has to go before he falls down. This time he comes up just a half-yard short. Third down. Drayton bowls his way through for the first down.
One of the problems PBurg had coming into tonight is their lack of depth and strength. I mean, Central, a bigger physical team with more depth, and it might be starting to show now as the Vikings, I mean, they really had things their own way in the first half as far as the statistics, not really on the scoreboard, but Vikings really starting to take control now and wearing down the smaller PBurg defense.
Davidson to the right sideline. Drayton in motion. They fake to Volpe. Eisenhart rolling and firing. He's got Drayton. Drayton turns quickly. Touchdown, Central Catholic. Rashawn Drayton last week at Easton had 2 touchdowns, both short yardage plays on the run. Total of 48 yards on 11 carries. This guy can do it all from the Central Catholic backfield. Eric Eisenhart puts the foot to the ball and connects. A correction, Ken Eisenhart, the little brother. 26-9 Central Catholic leading the State Liners. Let's take a look.
Off the play action, again, Eisenhart is able to roll to the outside of the pocket. Plenty of time, plenty of protection. Drayton out of the backfield just runs a little out pattern, a missed tackle there, and he can make you miss. 4th touchdown pass of the year for Eisenhart. Drayton into the end zone again for the 3rd time tonight. This time took only 5 plays, 3 coming on the ground, 2 via the air. Again, a 65-yard drive. Drayton from Eisenhart from 31 yards out. This time a successful extra point. and the Vikes now gaining control, 26-9.
And the kick this time handled by Eisenhardt. Fielded at about the 5-yard line. He really got all that down. And look out, coming back the other way strong is Welko. Welko all the way into Central Territory. What a fine run back there. They'll mark it at about the 43. Nate Davidson, the one to chase him down.
Phillipsburg has gotten some nice returns off. Davidson, who is the safety, he's responsible for exactly what he did. If there's a jailbreak and someone breaks out, he is the guy with responsibility to make the last tackle. He's going to have the last opportunity. He's able to track him down. A look at a very good Phillipsburg following here tonight. "51-yard return has Phillipsburg in excellent field position at the Central Catholic 43-yard line.
Safe to say, even though PBurg's down by a bit, nobody has left the stadium from the state liner side of the field. Dropping back, the pass is Kaufman over the middle. Look out, incomplete. The ball landing at the feet of a wall that was set up, and the intended receiver apparently was Steve Cleaver.
They try to go flanker screen middle. They're running to the inside. The guy who really causes this to be incomplete, you're going to see, is number 54, is Adam Horst. Makes a good read there and just gets in there, and he is enough of a distraction that Steve Cleaver didn't really look like he wanted much part of Horst inside there.
2nd and 10. The ball still at the Viking 43. Kaufman, who was inserted late in the first half. And the ball tipped up. It is incomplete, making a gallant effort to pick that one off. Jim Groller. Mark Lapadula was the man who got a hand on it.
Jim Groller has been a real pleasant surprise for the Vikings this year. Lapadula, who recovered 2 fumbles in the Vikes' opening win. See, he almost gets an interception there. Willie Edwards, number 51, actually tipped it first. 3 Vikings get a piece of that one before Groller tries for the interception.
3rd and 10. This is a big play for PBurg if they want to stay in this one. Quick pass to the sideline, and a connection made to Luke. Luke hoping to pick up a first down. It's going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the spot, that foot. They're in that red zone now where even if it's not a first down, I'm sure we'll see them go. And I think they have marked it just a touch short. They isolate with Luke. Good use of the stiff arm there. See, that's what's going to get him close to that marker because he's able to see, he's out of bounds there, though, before he stretches out.
Wow, what footage. Good camera work there by Joe Olakovitz. One of a cast of many fine technicians working the game tonight here at J. Bernie Crump Stadium. 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd. Kaufman takes it himself. And it's a first down for the state liners.
7th first down for PBurg tonight. First one here in the 2nd half.
Flaring out wide to the far sideline, Tim Flynn. And the receiver on the near side is Joe Luke. Leonard Moore, the only back remaining. Behind the quarterback. Oh, no! Up for grabs. It goes incomplete. Kaufman took one to the chops. Willie Edwards delivering the shot.
Willie Edwards, number 51, is going to be the guy who gets to Kaufman. You're not going to get a chance to pump fake too many times against this Green Wave defense. Edwards, they tried to pump fake to try and set something up deep, but Edwards was right on top of Kaufman there, forcing the incompletion.
2nd and 10. Same setup for PBurg. Moore the only setback. And they'll go to Moore, who dances his way not too far before he's hogtied. pulled down at about the line of scrimmage. That was a clothesline job. Willie Edwards, Jim Morgan's combining on the tackle.
Moore was the leading ball carrier for the Liners in the first half. Good job by Volpe. See, he's the guy turns it inside where Edwards can come in and finishes him off, and Morgans gets a piece. Lapadula. Good team defense again.
3rd and 9, and another big play called for the State Liners. Over the middle they go. It's picked off. And the interception made by Volpe. Fran Volpe comes up big, and Central Catholic holds on to its lead and squashes PBurg's latest threat.
Volpe's first interception of the season is in a perfect spot. Coleman has some times trying to dump it over to his tight end, threw it a little bit behind him, and Volpe was in perfect position.
Central Catholic now will start out on its own 34-yard line. 3:14 remaining in this third period. And the Vikings with a commanding lead over the State Liners after a very close first half. 26-9. We have penalty markers down on the field. And it's going to be against Central Catholic.
Okay, we've updated the turnover ratio now for you. You see the Vikes have committed 2 here this evening. So has PBurg, but that means they both picked up some, so they are now +2 and right where they were when they started, and PBurg has returned 1 for a touchdown. Well, that is up to date, and we elaborated on that, how those top teams are all winning percentage.
Saramelli on his horse. Wow. And Saramelli moves the ball up to the 49-yard line where he's met by Brian Dalby.
Saramelli's turn now to wheel his wand of the offense as they will go to him. And again, the credit to the offensive line is there's a nice little alleyway there, and Saramelli, a nice run there, picks up 20 yards on the play.
Just shy of the midfield mark is Central Catholic. Rashawn Drayton on the near sideline, you see there, and the handoff to Saramelli as they go with the hot hand again. Saramelli proves himself worthy of having the ball. He gains 8 yards on that carry.
And if you like those up-to-the-minute statistics we're giving you there, that's Donnie Long working hard in the truck, updating that. The Vikes continue on the move. We saw it with Volpe in their opening drive. Now we're going to feature Saramelli a little bit. Changes the ball there so he can use that off arm to maybe shield somebody away. Vikes now have rushed for 221 yards for the night.
2nd and 3. From the State line of 43, the quick pass to Drayton on the sideline. Jukes loses 1 tackler and is finally pulled out of bounds at about the 32. And the tackle there made by Keith Johnson.
Central Catholic in their opening win against Easton rushed for 231 yards and passed for 150 for a total of 381, and they are well on their way to that as they have surpassed their rushing mark already. Nothing fancy. They want to isolate with their backs. They've used Davidson here in the second half. They're now back to Drayton as he is isolated there, and just one little move, and these guys do a heck of a job running after the catch.
1st and 10 from the 32. Saramelli. Hard to stop. Saramelli picks up another big chunk of yardage there of about 7 yards. Brian Dalby coming up to make the stop.
Saramelli on the season coming in had 12 carries for 73 yards. And again, it's just his turn here as the line continues to do their job, and just a good job of running north and south. You don't see these Viking running backs too often running east and west and trying to outrun people. They're taught to get into those holes, and they do a real good job of it.
Jim Kroller wide to the right, but they'll go back to Saramelli, and a nice effort there on the tackle. Jim Gardner stops Saramelli.
The linemen pull from the right side. They try and get a seal, but not real successful this time. Watch number 6'3" for the Liners. That's Jim Gardner. A nice job from his inside linebacker spot. One of the things Bruce Smith felt pretty comfortable with was the play of his linebackers against that wing T offense.
3rd and 3 at the state line of 25. Here comes Drayton. Clear sailing. And the Vikings are coming to court. Touchdown Central Catholic with 32 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. And this one is starting to get a little bit out of hand. The extra point will be attempted by Eric Eisenhardt. Look out, another troublesome snap. Eisenhardt gets pulled down, and Central will not be able to put the icing on the cake this time.
That has been the only flaw I've seen this year, as they have just had all kind of problems in their kicking game. Let's take a look. I'm not so sure. Now, this is a run into the middle of the line of scrimmage. I don't know that anybody gets a hand on Drayton. Look at the good block. Nobody touches him. Absolutely untouched. Let's mention him again. Horst is the center, number 54. Tremont is the guard at number 60. Worley's a tackle, number 65. Morgan's in there, number 66. And Majerski did a nice job there. You saw number 70 with a downfield block. You will not see too many runs dead into the middle of the line of scrimmage where the back never gets touched. Eisenhardt, that's a pretty good snap there. He is upset with himself already.
Those guys will be in the family backyard tonight perfecting it. The kickoff is fielded at the 10-yard line. PBurg has had great returns tonight. And this one taken upfield by Mike Lelko. Brings it up to about the 34-yard line. Well, Phillipsburg all week long, Mike, was working on defending their kickoffs because their last opponent, Nazareth, did some damage on the returns. But here they're getting the better of the
special teams
when they receive the ball.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Certainly, you're talking about Nazareth's Mike Grau from, boy, what a game he had again last night. But he returned two kickoffs for 88 yards last week, one of them being called back.
Oh, my. Nice bit of running by Joe Luke. Able to stay on his feet, pick up a few hard-earned yards. And at the end of the 3rd quarter, Central Catholic starting to pull away, leading Phillipsburg 32-9. Back for the rest of this right after this on TV2 Sports. Let's take a look at that last scoring drive.
At the end of the 3rd quarter, the score, Central Catholic 32, Phillipsburg 9.
On the gridiron, the diamonds for working out or lounging around. Suit up with the best. Russell Athletics, available at the expanded Bethlehem Sporting Goods. Bethlehem Sporting Goods, a Russell Athletics team specialist. Carries a large selection of T-shirts, shorts, sweats, and more. Plus, Bethlehem Sporting Goods offers custom lettering, screening, and embroidery of Team Russell Athletic wear. And new this year, a dedicated team room where your team can choose from a huge selection of over 100 uniforms and samples. Bethlehem Sporting Goods, the team sport and trophy specialist.
If anyone ever tells you you're not smart enough or fast enough, if they say you're too small or too young, too black or too white, if anyone ever says you're all thumbs or all left feet, if they say you're too poor to make it, that you can't do the job or you'll never get it right, if anyone ever tells you any of that, they don't know zip.
A message from the U.S. Navy, where we believe the only way to grow is to rise to the challenge.
Service Electric Cable TV is proud to support all the Valley's high school and collegiate teams. Throughout the year, Service Electric Cable TV Sports is proud to present tape coverage of 3 local sporting events each week. TV2 Sports, with dual slow-motion instant replay and expert commentary, is the place to be for local sports. And the Valley's best cable TV reception. Service Electric Cable TV. Don't be home without us.
Most teams are happy when they score 4 touchdowns. Rashawn Drayton has 4 alone, and Central Catholic leads Phillipsburg 32-9 as we're ready to start the 4th quarter. Dan Mowdy, Mike Zambelli all set to bring you the action from J. Bernie Crum Stadium. PBurg going to work behind Keith Kaufman, drops back under pressure, airs it out, incomplete. Joe Luke trying to get the fingertips around the thick part of the ball, but it slips out of his hands. Mark Lapadula defending.
Joe Luke's an interesting story. You know, he really came into prominence with the Stateliners last year in this meeting. The game was well in hand, and Luke was inserted into the PBurg backfield, and he rushed 88 yards for the Phillipsburg's first score of the night. Obviously upset with himself there, just didn't look it in all the way. 3rd quarter numbers, Central Catholic, 8 first downs, 114 yards rushing, 85 yards passing for 199 yards in the 3rd quarter alone. That's a night's work for most teams. PBurg 1 first down, 7 rushing, 13 passing for 20 yards.
Hey, this is trouble. Fran Volpe, slow getting up for Central Catholic. And looks like he'll be able to get off under his own power. That's good to see.
Well, Volpe missed a couple of games last year due to an injury. Seems to be all right there. Seems to be able to walk it off. Always a good sign when they're leaving under their own power.
Volpe, a whale of a game as well, as he was instrumental in that drive that was capped off by Nate Davidson. A 65-yard drive in which Volpe handled the ball on first down and collected first downs on 2 occasions. Kaufman goes back to work. 3rd and 7 from his own 36. A quick pass is going to fall short. Steve Cleaver was the intended receiver. And again, we remind you that Kaufman was inserted late in the first half to replace the starter. And this one just comes up a little too short.
Yeah, and it's obviously a weakness for Phillipsburg, and they're well aware of it. In a game of this magnitude, when you go against a Central Catholic, you cannot be one-dimensional offensively, and Phillipsburg is certainly that. Is, you know, their passing game just struggles to, you know, to put it mildly, and it has really hurt them here tonight.
No choice but to punt here, and the PBurg Stateliners let it fly. Drayton tracks the progress of the ball. Looks like PBurg will down it right about the 19-yard line. Soccer coming up on TV2 this week. It'll be Parkland against Freedom. You'll see same night coverage Tuesday night at 9:30. And then you'll see East Stroudsburg University football on TV2 coming your way Thursday night at 9:30. East Stroudsburg versus Southern Connecticut. Our TV2 headliner next week for East Penn Conference football. Easton at Liberty. That's a Saturday night game. Always a tough matchup. We'll have it for you. Same night coverage at 9:30.
Yeah, and you have to believe that Easton's really going to be dying for a win next week.
Ken Eisenhard with the handoff. And the ball carrier, Davidson. 5-yard gain. 2nd down coming. Lelko, the cornerback, getting his share of tackles tonight. He was the one making the stop there. Eisenhard changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Caramelli. Caramelli stays on his feet. Continues to ramble. And he's finally brought out of bounds at about the 36. Dolphy and Snyder, the 2 guys named Brian, combining on that tackle.
Just no quit, number 44. Let's count the tackles. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And finally, he just runs out of room. Caramelli, a great effort breaking 3 tackles.
They never did bring him down.
And I think that's an indication there, Dan, of, you know, PBurg defensively has to be starting to get tired.
Drayton there gets collared. And I'm not so sure that he wasn't looking to hand the ball off one more time to Saramelli on a little razzle play. Dick Chisdy into the contest to make the tackle for the state liner. Just under 10 minutes to play now. If you're just joining us, Central Catholic, after a tussle in the first half, pulled away in the third quarter, and now here in the fourth quarter, leads Phillipsburg 32-9. Vikings now working hard to keep it on the ground, still picking up some good chunks of yardage. That was Steve Lynn into the contest now. He's a 5'10", 180-pound junior. He was probably, well, he was met by Keith Johnson, the linebacker.
Lynn now going to get a little playing time, and he's seen a lot of it this year in these kind of situations. Has scored a couple of touchdowns. A shovel pass, haven't seen that in a little while. Haven't had to go to that one. They're breaking Lynn on for that. Lynn is only a junior, 5'10", 180.
Eisenhard rolls and fires and has a completion to Ganal. Dolphy on the tackle. So the Vikings doing nothing to hurt their positioning on top of the morning call poll. And also in their Harrisburg Patriot News spot, where they're number 2 among all schools in the 3A bracket statewide.
Brian Dolphy on the coverage there really had good coverage. Eisenhard now 6 for 6 here in the second half.
The handoff to Lynn. Lynn showing some good form as he scrapes up about 5 yards. Jim Gardner makes the hit.
It's very rare to see a Viking back go down on the first hit. Watch Lynn now. I mean, that is a good shot to take. Spinning out of it and hanging on for dear life there. Number 63, Jim Gardner, does make the stop, but not without some help from his friends.
2nd and 5 now for the Vikings. And up the middle goes Eric Eisenhard. When he's not kicking, he is also a reserve running back, and a good one.
We talked about him only being a freshman. He does play the fullback position for the Vikes.
Had some playing time in a mop-up role last week against Easton and fared quite well. Jim Groller now goes out wide to the left. Ken Eisenhard repositioning his backs. Look out. He was thinking about going to the air. Look at him scramble, but he won't get too far. Nice effort there by Keith Johnson. And with 7 minutes to go, you got to think Morgan's is thinking about taking his starting quarterback out of the game.
One thing we have learned about the maroon and gray down through the years, they don't throw the towel in.
Oh, no
A lot
way.
of guys fighting in there. Dave Hinkle, number 84, number 80 or 15, Tim Flynn. Before number 34, Keith Johnson, who we talked about his injured shoulder, still in there. First sack of the night for the state liner defense.
And this will be the first punt of the night for the Vikings. Flynn is one of the deep men. And Joe Luke will handle it. Luke dancing around his 10, finds some running room. 25-yard line is where they finally stop him. Steve Lynn makes the hit.
Joe Luke, who returns it to the 25-yard line.
Kids stepping.
Well, like really a nice job here. Fields it deep in his own territory. Good vision again. Looks well, and then he's going to make a nice cut inside here. Avoids 2 would-be tacklers there before number 22 is the first guy to make contact, and that is freshman Tom Williams, sophomore Tom Williams.
Moore and Luke in the backfield. Luke gets the carry and picks up about 3 yards at the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Harold Fairclough adding to his tackle total. 32-9, Central Catholic in command.
About 3 yards on the play.
Luke, not one of his better nights here tonight. Not too many backs do too well against this Green Wave defense. And Dan, really, nobody still has scored against this defense.
That's right.
Touchdown scored against here tonight was on an offensive interception, and PBurg intercepting a pass and taking it into the end zone.
Man on the move is Lelko. The pitch to Moore. And Moore hasn't had a whole lot of success either. That is just one crushing wave after wave, knocking the backfield down. Loss on the carry brings it back 10 to the third. It'll be 3rd and 10 is what I'm trying to say at the 25.
Moore, a little move in the backfield, eludes one would-be tackler, but there's plenty more to follow. Growler coming up from his cornerback position. And then a lot of weight coming in after that.
Yes, sir.
Moore in the second half, he was the leading ball carrier in the first half with 41 yards, only 3 carries, 6 yards.
State Liners get a connection here on 3rd and 10. The catch made by Tim Flynn.
I correct myself. There are 3 carries for minus 6 yards for Moore. Want to thank our fine technical crew again tonight. Andy Himmelwright directing, along with the boys in the truck, Sean Hawes, Donnie Long, Tim Himmelwright, Matt Wolf, Joe Wolakowitz, Mike Hodrick, Captain Dan Himmelwright back at Master Control, Bill Kuhar, and Jim Spiderweb helping us out tonight. Thanks, guys.
Punting situation for the State Liners. Matt Hill back out on the field. He's getting the pressure and gets a beauty off this time. Sends straight back to the 32. Great. Finds a seam on the left side and brings it up to about midfield before he's escorted out of bounds.
Bill Bickle, our stat man tonight. Again, thanks to him, and our spotter again, Dale Bortz this evening.
Excellent job, man.
32-9, Central Catholic had a scare in that first half. Trailing or leading only by a 13-9 score at intermission.
Now under center, Matt Seneca. Second string quarterback for the Vikings. And he gives the ball off.
Quarterback for Central Catholic, number 3, Matt Seneca.
Ball carrier was Eric Eisenhart. And Jeff Thorpe off the bench for the State Liners there to make the tackle. A lot of clean uniforms now on the field for both teams. 3:27 remaining. Matt Seneca, a 6'1", 177-pound freshman. And he is one to watch. Nice handoff and a beautiful run. Steve Lynn slashing his way to a first down for the Vikings.
As the East Penn Conference bids farewell to Phillipsburg, you know, to look past over their record and what they have done in the conference as Vikes pick up their 23rd first down. But they won outright championships in 1984 and 1990. They were co-champs in 1977, again in 82, and also 83. And there have been many years they have been a critical player in who wins the East Penn Conference title. This is going to be their last appearance here in J. Bernie Crum Stadium.
Eric Eisenhart gains some ground and then takes a hard hit. Let's watch.
Hate to say last, you never know when they'll schedule somebody in a non-league game coming up, but last league appearance here in J. Bernie Crum Stadium, and they have certainly left their legacy on the East Penn Conference.
Dave Sowen-James getting his share of tackles for the State Liners. And the ball carrier that time, Tom Williams for Central Catholic, a 5'11", 180-pound sophomore. First down, Central Catholic. Tom Kane was the man who made the stop.
Going to watch Williams, number 22, who is also a nephew to head coach Jim Morgan. Spins the wheels there a little bit, but gets some traction. Picking up 6 yards in the play. Now the Vikes 303 yards rushing the ball.
Is that Janet Jackson? Some of the fans on the State Liner sideline taking in the closing minutes of this contest. Eric Eisenhard rambling his way downfield. And this one will be marked just short of a first down. And it's Andy Grace making the stop. Actually, it'll be 2nd and 2 coming up.
And the Vikes closing in now on 500 yards of total offense.
Wow.
474. You know, the amazing thing when you watch them, Dan, week in and week out, is to see this second unit come in and achieve what the first unit does.
They don't lose a beat.
I mean, they're not using the pass. They're just trying to run the clock out here. But just like last week against Easton, they continue to move the ball down the field. The numbers are different. You see number 64 and 74 leading the way. That's Glenn Monick. Is 64 and 74 is Joe Albeck, who, you know, again, another nice job of getting out in front and leading those backs into the holes.
1st and 10 from the State Liner 17. This one gets halted before it gets underway. Another delay of game call against the Vikings. That's their 3rd tonight. That's certainly something Jim Morgan is going to be addressing on Monday.
Well, as you look at that total right there, 32 points, if that holds with this second unit on the move, would be the lowest point total of the year for the Vikes. They scored 51 against Souderton, 37 against Pottsgrove, 34 against Easton last week.
And the handoff goes to Tom Williams. Williams, by the way, a 5'11", 185-pound sophomore. The future of Central Catholic Viking football is bright indeed. 21 seconds now remaining in the contest. And it looks like this unit wants to score. They are quick to the line of scrimmage. Matt Seneca calls the signals. 10 seconds now, and we've got a penalty marker down. This one looks like it's going to be coming back.
I want to thank Athletic Director Dennis Ramella for his courtesies tonight.
Illegal motion against the Vikings. That'll nullify the run by Steve Lynn.
Next week, Central Catholic, or let's start with PBurg. They will be home with Emmaus. For the Vikings, they will be actually away, but home. They will be here as the away team, as Allen will host them at J. Bernie Crum Stadium.
The executive director of TV2 Sports is Don Hunt. Excuse me. The executive director is John Walson Jr. The executive producer is Don Hunt. The operations manager, Jim Kramer, and our director tonight, Andy Himmelwright. That'll do it from J. Bernie Crum Stadium. We'll be back to wrap this one up. Central Catholic defeating the State Liners of Phillipsburg 32-9. Stay with us for the post-game show.
Feel free to interact with the guests that I will have on the program. There are other talk shows, but now it's here, Lehigh Valley Crossfire.
Turn on Service Electric Cable TV. We were the first to lead the way. The pioneering spirit is still with us today. Channel after channel, we bring you more. More of what you want to see is on Service Electric Cable TV.
And we're back here at J. Bernie Crum Stadium. That is the damage. Central Catholic remaining undefeated, and their reputation is not tarnished one bit after tonight. Although Phillipsburg did put up a gallant effort, especially in that first half.
Yeah, before we take a look at the stats, this might be the last time we get a look at Phillipsburg in a regular season. And I, for one, am going to miss them. I went down there, played down at Maloney Field as a Deerhoff athlete, and it was always a great trip to make it. And I think I speak for everybody in the East Penn Conference. A good move for them, though. They have to start a week later than we do in Pennsylvania. The traveling end of it and that, and they can't play for a state title. I think they're making a real good move, but I think the sentiment around the league is they're going to be missed. They've made a big impact on the East Penn Conference. I documented their championships, and we certainly want to wish them the best in their endeavors in the Skyland Conference. And I think they're going to take a lot of their experiences from here and use them to good use.
The Skyland had better watch out.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a look now at the numbers. First for PBurg, 7 first downs, 70 yards rushing. Most of all of this coming in the first half also. 5 of 14 passing, 3 interceptions. They have now thrown 5 on the year for 39 yards. 109 yards of total offense. They didn't lose any fumbles, punted 5 times for 32 yards. They were penalized 3 times for 35 yards. Morrow ran for 41 yards in the first half, wound up, I believe, with 35. He was minus in the second half, so the Viking defense rose to the occasion. For the Vikes, 25 first downs, 321 yards rushing, another $164 in passing. Eisenhart, another good night, 11 of 17 with 1 interception, and that one going, or 2 interceptions, excuse me, one of them going for a touchdown. Total offense for the Vikes, 385. They punted only 1 time for 37 yards. They were penalized 4 times for 40 yards. Again, Bill Bickle really works hard when the Vikes play because they spread the wealth around. Drayton, 11 carries, 80 yards, 4 touchdowns. Volpe, 9 carries, 81 yards. He was dinged up a little bit there. I didn't see him come back, so hopefully he is okay. Did leave under his own power. Caramelli, 8 carries, 74 yards. Davidson scored the other Viking touchdown for PBurg. The touchdown off the interception was by Dave Hinkle, and Matt Hill added a lot of excitement to the night when he kicked that 42-yard field goal as time ran out in the first half to bring PBurg to 13-9, but it was all Vikes in the second half. Dan?
All right, Mike, coming up on TV2 Sports Monday night, 9:30, a replay of tonight's contest. Then Tuesday night, 9:30, Parkland and Freedom on the soccer field. Wednesday night, a replay of the Nazareth and Lehighton football game. Thursday night, it'll be East Stroudsburg, Southern Connecticut at 9:30. And next week, we'll bring you live Celtic classic music from 7 to 11 Friday night. Saturday night, our East Penn Conference headliner featuring Easton and Liberty. That should just about wrap it up here from J. Bernie Crum Stadium. And before we go, take a look at one of 4 Rashawn Drayton touchdowns for the Central Catholic Vikings, who were victorious 32-9 tonight against Phillipsburg. Good night, everybody.